for the opportunity. One of the things I love about the Arlington Democrats is that they are open to responding to events quickly, and so I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you tonight. I am a little different, I think, than all of the other candidates you've heard. I didn't grow up in Arlington. My family didn't grow up in Arlington. I'm a military brat. I joined the military, I married the military, and I landed here. And I have adopted Arlington, as you all have adopted me and my family, my husband Mike, and our 3 children who are not here this evening. One of the ways that I think my candidacy sets me aside, or how I will legislate and contribute to governance in Virginia and for the 48th District, relates to my experience. And actually, I would like to thank Rip for his contributions to establishing the U.S. Institute of Peace in 1984. I've worked there for the past 10 years and have worked with citizens around the world, from Afghanistan to Iraq to Yemen to Sudan to South Sudan. And what I have seen in those places teaches me that there are certain things that make the difference between a functional, productive society and one that fails. And good governance is at the top of that list. I will tell you, I have seen terrible governance and I've seen the suffering around the world. People around the world look to Virginia. They look to cities like Arlington and to districts like this 48th District to see how governance should be done. One of the important things is credibility, legitimacy, honesty. We must make sure that Richmond is a place where government does what it is supposed to do by people who are living up to the standards that our governing officials should be living up to. On a couple of the issues, just to tell you a little bit about my experience, as a military wife, I worked actually in state-level government in Maryland. I don't have a lot of connections. I walked into Annapolis, applied for a job working for $10 an hour, 2 days a week. A couple of years later, I ended up working for the governor. My first week in Annapolis, the Blue Cross Blue Shield announced they were pulling out of the Medicare market on the Eastern Shore. And I was told that the governor hated nothing more than healthcare issues and animal or wildlife problems. And we had a Lyme disease outbreak in Montgomery County. So I'm working with the legislature. I also worked with a local government relations firm. I've sat in hearings. I've talked with people on both sides of different issues. I've seen state-level governance, and I believe that we can do better in Richmond than we're doing now. And one of the ways that I'd like to do that is to take a little bit of a different approach. As opposed to saying and making promises to you that I can't keep, I'd like to tell you my perspective on a couple of things. One is, Democratic voters have values, and our values tell the society and the state what we stand for. When I look at some of the issues such as Medicaid, I won't tell you that I will fight for Medicaid. I work for the U.S. Institute of Peace. I'm not going to fight. What I'm going to say is that our values tell us that a healthy economy is a productive economy, and then ask, how can we create a more healthy economy? When it comes to issues like the core curriculum and the standards in our schools, what I can tell you is that a well-educated population is going to be a more healthy economy, a healthier state, and help keep the 48th District as vibrant and as healthy as it is right now and as economically productive. The same thing goes for the transportation. I can't tell you whether an extra lane on 66 is going to make the difference, but I know that transportation choices contribute to our quality of life every day. We spend time away from our children, away from our communities when we're stuck in traffic, right? So this is my approach to governing. This is my approach to these issues. What are the values that we stand for? What are the principles that we stand for? And I will fight for those principles. There are a couple of other things. I have lived in 10 states and 2 foreign countries. I am so thankful to feel like I have a home. And the way that I discovered that was when we first arrived here. My daughter was at Taylor Elementary School, and on early release Wednesdays, my husband and I couldn't get back home by 1 o'clock. And one of our neighbors went and picked up my daughter, called me and said, your daughter is safe. I would like to provide that same level of security, that same comfort, that same sense of society for every voter in the 48th district. So I appreciate, again, the opportunity to be here with you this evening. I apologize for the last minute addition to the slate. I look forward to getting your vote on Sunday, and if I'm not your first choice again, I hope that you will consider me as one of your top candidates, because I want to be a civil servant, a public servant for you. I feel like I've never had this opportunity ever before in my life, but I've always had the calling, and so I'm very, very happy to be here with you. Thank you.